Namaste, one and all. Welcome to Taoism channel. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. So today we are very happy to have with us Shri Patanjali Jha, who is a retired IRS officer, and he has completed 32 years of service in one of the very chief positions like the Principal Chief Commissioner of Income Tax in Mumbai, the Director General of Investigation for Karnataka and Goa. And he played a huge role in unearthing some of the massive tax evasion schemes going on. And then over the last 20 years, he has created over 100 acres of food forest, which is now known as Vanya Natural Farms. With a range of trees having commercial and medicinal value, the forest is a self sustained with pollinating bees and grasslands. The farm has become a proof of concept for no till, no external input, and multi layer farming. And it is acting like a source of inspiration for so many people to raise and switch to natural farming and raising food forests instead of traditional destructive farming practices. So he has been dubbed as a hero of sustainability for the 2022 for the year 2020 by the Better India, and also applauded by the India Today group. He has received the Vivekananda Sustainability Award for sustainable agricultural practices with improvement in yields, farmer income, and improved environmental profile in 2022. He also received the Parakram Award instituted in the name of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in 2023. I can just go on and on telling you about the great laurels he has achieved, but let me bring him on board and have him with us. Namaste, sir. Welcome to Taoism. So
Namaste.
honored to have you.
My privilege.
I think we should kick start the session because we have so much to learn and a lot of people have joined already. So, shall I pull up the presentation that you would like to share?
Sure. And before that, I must,
Yes.
first of all, I'm very thankful to you, Shivali ji, and to your group members who thought it appropriate to listen to me, to a humble farmer. And we would see how the reverence for Mother Nature and for Gomata can be so transformational is unbelievable. So we will talk of this journey where we succeeded somewhere, where we failed somewhere, and but we have a right path perhaps. With your help, we should be able to be the change that we want to see. Surely. I
Definitely.
would introduce, yes, I would introduce Anupam. I'm ever thankful to him because I'm technology blind and I'm a very reluctant speaker. So he's the one who eggs me on, keeps me energetic, and supports me in everything. And we have a group of individuals and friends who together are into this for many years. We will see how few individuals can make the difference. Anupam, can we have the presentation, please?
Yes. Especially the Gopalakas, they are really inspired to listen to you today. So, welcome,
Yeah.
Anupam ji. Thank you so much for organizing this. Uh, I'll just pull up the presentation. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So we'll come straight to the bullseye. Here is this friend uh, who is a DIG in CISF, and he was making this parakram. This is the uh, land belonging to our one of the established this thing in Dhanbad. Uh, if I remember the name correctly, uh, within Dhanbad, Pasta Cola or something. It's all colliery and all that. So we can see from the kind of land that we have is compacted, no greenery. This is a year back. Now we can give some volume, Anupa. My friend, he thinks that time is getting. Yeah. 1 year transformation. This is the vetiver, Vishnu's dome. Yes. Yeah, we can come out of it. So, friends, we saw within a year how transformational this whole place was by merely planting vetiver, moringa. Moringa is another tree that we need to really understand because it's NDDB, National Dairy Development Board, recommends this since it is very high. The leaves of it is very high in iron. So, other than the good health of cows, it also increases their milk productivity and their overall health. So, vetiver and moringa, but why have only vetiver and moringa? Above that, you can grow a subabul. Subabul also fixes nitrogen. Incidentally, Moringa, this I keep talking. Normally, people who understand these things, they do not share this with anyone because in my considered opinion, the world is going to come to an end for humans because the greed and no other factor, if at all, or else if people like you, Shivaliji, and friends like this DIG posted in Dhanbad, he's a deeply spiritual man and few of them can make all the changes in this world. That's my belief. So, coming back to this, for plenty of food for all our cows in a limited space is vetiver on the ground. It can survive any amount of any degraded land. We will see how. Above that, moringa. Not don't grow moringa alone. We will see in our presentation how we can grow two trees together, literally a foot apart, which they enjoin. So certainly your productivity, if done on a scale, can go up by 100%. So vetiver down, and we will also see how when you surround any plant with vetiver, that plant grows 5 times faster. I am not saying this. Vetiver.org is a brilliant, website where my friend, I call him a saint because he took this humble grass to the World Bank, to the rest of the world. Yeah, I'll request Anupam to show this directly. Yeah. So this is Chiang Rai Institute in Thailand. Remember the place where the, 11 football young school children, they were trapped in a cave. So it's that place, Chiang Rai. And they did a very simple experiment by, uh, with two imli trees. One imli tree they surrounded with vetiver, one without it, or other things remaining the same. Now you can see the difference in the two photographs. It's so simple but so profound that whatever you want to grow, you surround it with vetiver. Why? because it holds the topsoil, it holds the moisture, and it brings the micronutrient from the lower depths of the soil to the root zone. No science more simple than this. We will also talk about Fukuoka. He was a Zen master, deeply, deeply influenced by our scriptures. In our Rig Veda, we have mention of this no-till farming. Atharvaveda has a mention of a specific shlok, which says that any civilization, let alone an agricultural civilization that we are, which does not look after its soil, will be will not survive. So, from the time of the in the past 75 years, our soil has become one of the worst soil on earth. I'm not saying this, World Bank says this. So coming back to our method of no-tilling, why no-tilling is important is a very simple thing, that soil is the second largest depositor of carbon after the oceans. So when you till the soil, what you do is that you release the uh, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane all into the atmosphere. When you don't till it, you don't release it. Not only that, we just talked of moringa. Moringa tree is one of the highest carbon sequesterer on earth. I'm not saying this. This has been a book is written after a research by a Japanese study, and followed by two, three studies in India, one on Murena district, one in Marathwada in Aurangabad district, wherein they affirmed and confirmed that moringa is one of the highest carbon sequesterer. Now you see, when you don't till and when you grow a vetiver, when you grow a moringa, when you grow a subabul also fix nitrogen. And again, all these are excellent fodder. Also, once they have grown to a certain height, so they grow to a, you can start planting shatavar. Again, brilliant fodder. But why grow only, the fodder? Grow fruits. Who says that the cows and the humans and the everybody is not entitled to food? Let's grow bananas. Let's grow papayas. Let's grow guavas and the respective areas, whatever can grow the best. We are particularly fond of Jungle Jalebi through you and through our scientist friends. We wanted to see whether this Jungle Jalebi I know is very, very nutritious for humans. I'm reasonably sure it will be good for our Gomatas also. And I would want, even I'll be pursuing the seedlings which remain there. If we crush them and their DOC, whether it is edible uh, or not. So that's on agenda. So coming back to we I call it or we can term this as regenerative farming, which is not releasing the carbon dioxide and the other greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere. On the contrary, they are doing enormous carbon sink into the soil. The more carbon your soil has, the more productive the soil is. And it's not only the carbon, it is also the moisture, it is also recharging of the groundwater. We will see by the next slide. There is an NGO in Nashik. Uh, when I was posted to Mumbai, they met me. Amazingly creative people, very very methodical. I sometimes laughed at them because they keep a meticulous record. Engineers, you know how they are. So the fine prints, perhaps from this distance you cannot read, but I can read it out for you. Our experience with vetiver grass, received from environmentalist Mr. Patanjali Jha. All right. So essentially, what happened was in this district, they had dug up a well, and the well would go dry by the month of April. After planting the vetiver in the recharge zone, the this year, in a year's time, mind you, the well had 9 feet of water before the onset of monsoon, which is huge. Every well, every tube well, every pond, every river should have vetiver. But why have only vetiver? Have vetiver and moringa. Why have only vetiver and moringa? Also have subabul. Also grow whatever is native, whatever. Incidentally, vetiver is native to India. Whole world has adopted it. We will see, except the country of its origin. For people like Shivali ji and this group, we are certainly going to change that, because it's only win 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 in Ethiopia. Of all, we think that the other countries are advanced or we are advanced. Look at farmers in Ethiopia. An NGO started planting, giving them vetiver on a small scale. Today, for the past 30 years, they have created a hedge grow of 15,000 kilometers of vetiver hedge grow. Why? They understood it is great uh, hold the topsoil. Yeah, acts against soil erosion. Also, it is great to recharge groundwater. Furthermore, it's brilliant as a forage. It's very good for thatchery. So, if that be the case, we make a very, very important case for us at least, to start and take it wherever we can. Now we have satellite images of that 15,000 kilometers of whatever hedge grow, visible from the satellite over a period of time. Why is my request to my friend who was formerly in the World Bank is now the time has come where you bring vetiver not on the veg grow, bring it in the middle of the farm if we want to survive. We will see how the two twin problems immediately facing us and the humans from mass extinction. One is temperature, two is water, and few other related issues, of course, as we talked about soil. We will see how vetiver and this multi-layer no-till permanent food forest solve all these. Rahim had a couplet, "Ek hai sadh hai sab sad hai." Perhaps this fits the bill the best. So IPCC report says that in the next 20 years, we will cross the permissible limit of temperature rise of 1.5 degree. This report was almost 2 years back. There is an IIT professor from Mumbai. He's been traveling and वो अलग जगा रहे हैं कह रहे हैं कि अब धरती आदमी के लिए 6 साल कुछ 60 दिन का वो जिक्र करते हैं. Take these guys seriously. So, be it these environmentalists, be it IPCC report, be it, well, I'm very happy that at least our country, led by our Honorable Prime Minister, is serious about it, is taking in all seriousness, many measures of a kind which world is not taking. I wish some of you who can take this vetiver and the multi-layer permanent food forest to him, perhaps we would again emerge as a world's best in terms of reversal of global warming. How we will see, we have an Indian scientist, Dr. Ratan Lal. There's nobody who's more profound than him. He's a recipient of World Food Prize, which is like a Nobel Prize in agriculture and in soil. So Dr. Ratan Lal says if you just increase the 2 percentile increase in carbon content in soil across the globe, it can reverse all greenhouse gas emissions. It's very profound. Whatever other measures that we are doing in terms of, I'm not saying that they are not important, in terms of, renewable energy, in terms of that basically is saying that we would not be increasing the pollution anymore. What about reversing it? as our Honorable Prime Minister very rightly says, once you release this greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere, which the world did, which the developed world did uh, 50 years back, while they were developing, that those greenhouse gases remain in the atmosphere for anywhere between 50 years to 120 years. So we are basically we are facing that today. So it's equity. It's a question of equity that they must bring in resources to fight this. Unfortunately, currently, neither the knowledge nor the efforts are in that direction as much as what we are doing. We have not caused this destruction, and yet we are doing it. And it's not a question of that who has done what. Of course, in sense of equity and fairness, it should be done. But how our Gomata and Mother Earth can, with an Indian idea, specific to India, where we have plenty of sunlight, can reach this. We will see how we can increase the 2 percentile increase in the carbon in no time, in short time. We will see some live example of 100 acres is what we were actively engaged in greening, but indirectly so far 2,500 acres. I'm not happy with this for a country of our size. This is not enough. I'm sure, Shivaliji, with your effort and the energy that you all have, soon we can cross 10,000 acres. Let's succeed. There's no example. There's nothing which is better than proving it time again and again that it can succeed without any waste of time. Perhaps that's the best way to and reach out to a larger number of people joining us. So we will see some of the great examples, live photographs of some of these farms. One belongs to my brother, elder brother. He has 7.5 acres of farm in the interiors of Madhya Pradesh. In So this was the land that I had gone with him to before he was to decide to buy in Umaria district. So as you see, there was nothing, completely compacted soil, and within 3 years, with the help of the vetiver, this is his farm. His mangoes have started fruiting. This grass, and I'm ever thankful to Mr. Haridasan. He's an authority on vetiver in India. So he had given me a strand, a variety of vetiver. Look at the robustness of this. So within 3 years, this is the change in his farm. Not only the trees have started fruiting, the bees came back. They are so important. As I popularly say, that we do our farming with the help of the trees and the bees and the mother cow. But one thing very important symbolically, not figuratively and the symbolically, it is the moment you have the respect and for our species on Earth, things start looking up. And you'll be surprised when I tell you that on our farm in Madhya Pradesh, where it was not possible to have this, where my parents post retirement, they went and lived there in next to Narmada Ji. That time, two-thirds of that land was barren because the sand mafia, they are active all over the country, and they are powerful and violent. So they had ravaged earth, and they had taken away along with the soil, along with the sand, the soil, everything. And on that soil, trees are very powerful. We had few desi cows, and my father is an engineer. They didn't need to, but for the love of the children and for the love of the sons, they lived there on that farm. I would request Anupam to show that farm uh, where there's a small video uh, which now we have been practicing this since last 20 years. Can we increase some volume? That's our farm. The land in the far away, you can see the rest of the land was like that. They are still like that. We can fast forward it. Uh, this is the farm. So we made mistakes, but it's actually we learned. This is made almost I think 5 years, 6 years back. I'm not very good with the social media and extremely shy and reluctant, as I say. But unfortunately, what I understand, what I understood, holds the key for our survival. So against my basic nature, now I speak. This is vetiver. So we can come out of it. We grow lots and lots of food, and now we practice 7 layer of farming. We will say how. I would also want you to see that normally, you know how Indians are very argumentative, and they would say that, yeah, you have the luxury of large farms, and this is a cooperative of 6 people. We have 60 acres of land there. So to prove them a point, this is my son's less than an acre of a farm. From his 3 years of initial savings, he bought this land in Bihar, in Pune. This is 1 year old, no till, no poison, multi-layer permanent food forest. There is not an inch of soil that you can see. There is no science more basic than this, that when a sunlight does not hit a hard surface, it does not bounce back into the atmosphere, and when you don't till the soil, no greenhouse gas is emitted. Not only that, from the atmosphere you bring the carbon and nitrous oxide into the soil. It is so profound what Dr. Ratan Lal is saying. Let's concentrate. Vetiver plays a very, very, very important role in this. Native to India, forgotten by India, adopted by Ethiopia, of all places, and all over the world, in South America, in Australia, in China, in Thailand. Thailand uh, Princess is the main patron. World Bank supports it. Courtesy these World Bank officers who took it to the rest of the world. Still, India has not caught on. With your help, I am sure we would be able to change it. Anything, we would also see how in year one, with the help of the vetiver in Bokaro Steel City, my friend, we had gifted him vetiver from Ranchi, and they planted it among other places in Bokaro Steel City, where they recorded. This is a old dump yard. You see vetiver growing there. I mean, you cannot think of a soil again the same DIGCISF, spiritual man. Can we play it? Yeah, you can visibly see this is a cold dump. I mean, where nothing grows, and this is barely 4 months old vetiver, so it is holding topsoil. It is also bringing moisture. It is also holding the water. And the next one, yeah, within 1 year, it is this, and you see the tree surrounded by vetiver is doing wonderfully well. Similarly, in that yeah, same 1 year old. So she Mother Nature is forgiving, like our mother cows. They have extraordinary vitality, extraordinarily magnanimous kindness, which can still bring us back. This is Eco Task Force of the Indian Army. We did some work together. Great, this thing. We, about 8, 10 of us, and some of my batchmates from Delhi School of Economics. We all pooled in our resources and gifted. vetiver to Eco Task Force of the Indian Army at 8 different locations. This is in Rajasthan. This is vetiver. Once established, it is there for 100 years. It multiplies anywhere between 10 to 40 times every year. Enormous amount of fodder, enormous amount of mulch, enormous amount of carbon sink, enormous amount of recharge of groundwater, holding topsoil, stopping desertification. We will also see how this humble grass purifies the filthiest of the river, mighty river systems. There are two examples. This Ganga Ji also we can see. Okay, all right. Yeah, let's see this first. Yes, this is the Citarum River in Indonesia, uh, world's filthiest river. It's like our Yamuna Ji in Delhi. I wish my former service mate hears the same advice and does something about it. I have a doubt. Anyways, so yeah, from here they have the army is doing this, and this is an NGO which is now they have already that time they had covered 35, 38 kilometers on both sides of the river system. This planting of vetiver, bamboo, and few other this thing. We can do better by planting moringa, vetiver, and suabul, and few others, including bamboo, why not? And more fruit trees also, because vetiver is also a sacrificial plant, and our Sikhs community they really give importance to it. So in Anandpur Sahib and few other places, they have used vetiver. So the filthiest, yes, this we need to see the same river water, which is filth. Vetiver also can grow in water. You see, uh, in the that water pot, 3 4 days of vetiver infused water made it drinkable. They do the cooking in this water. That is going to be not only does it recharge groundwater, it also purifies water. Who says that only humans are entitled for clean water? Why not our? Let's see this. This is the experiment which was done uh, within 3 days. They segregated two portions. One portion had vetiver, one portion did not have vetiver. And same Sitarum river water, filthiest uh, in Indonesia. In one portion, they put vetiver root, and one without it. So day two, it started improving. The one without vetiver was the same. Day three, it's transparently clear. It's mind blowing implications for the cheapest way to purify. I mean, do everything else. I'm not saying I've grown in my age to understand that you don't resist the vested interests, but at least do this if you want to survive. So these are, if it is applicable here, it is applicable on a very large system. Just imagine all the ponds, all the wells, all the river systems, all the filthy river systems, to all the dirty nalas, to all this thing. Bioremediation through vetiver and bioenzyme, I recommend, because I'm a part of the group. It's phenomenal. Again, some I forget name. I'm growing old. So, but this lady, she's a maestro, and they have purified again river systems, whole river with bioenzyme. What if we are combining the two, both vetiver and bioenzyme? It's phenomenal as a result. So we will. This is Gangaji. What we gifted to Eco Task Force to 8 different locations. Rajasthan we saw. This is Gangaji. and it got a mention in National Geography. Not a big deal, but nonetheless, how Indian mindset is, only when it is reported by National Geography and Washington Post or Guardian, then you take notice. If Shivali ji says this or Patanjali says something, does not we are backwards. So this is, but anyways, within 6 months, the Eco Task Force head, the General Dev Chaturvedi, is a dear friend now also. He had heard of us and he came to our farm, and there began the association with Indian Army and citizens. So this is Marathwada. Nothing, no soil. Again, like that cold dump. These are the worst examples that I'm giving. We'll also see some more examples, live examples. In Marathwada, where there was no soil left, no nothing, on about 4,000 acre. In fact, Indian Army, I mean, this Eco Task Force of the Indian Army, we gifted them vetiver. Because being in the government, I knew that if I try to sell or do something, I mean, like, no way that we would be able to achieve what we wanted to achieve. So we came together and gifted. 1.5 crore today is 100 crore. In Marathwada, the worst of soil, worst of climate, in 3 years' time, the wildlife came. And the carbon sequestration, which vetiver, seed ball, and plants, which and seed ball, I'm talking of. Vetiver and the seed balls alone is doing currently this 100 crore vetiver and more than a crore of tree grown out of the seed balls is doing not less than 3,000 tons of carbon sequestration, more than any corporate, more than anything that we have heard of. This is the contribution of few middle class, upper middle class. My friends are, some of them are well off by merit, came together and gifted. And this is the result which can be achieved. Just imagine, Shivali ji, in your group, if it is adopted, what it can do. Coming back to some of the examples that quickly we'll go through. Uh, some more examples to have, because they are in different geographies. There is one in Nashik again. There's a friend. He, yeah, so he has. Again, he's quite a meticulous guy. Made 21. This was the land side by side. July 23. I think it's about 2 years. Left and right. Please see the comparison. Vetiver. Vetiver is again playing a very major role. Multi-layer permanent food forest. No till, no poison. Look at this. This is Mother Nature, generous Mother Nature. We are playing havoc because of the greed of the corporates, because of the greed of people. Surrender to her, surrender to Gomata, and you would achieve many things. Uh, Stunning, completely stunning. All this is possible. We can also see where I am today, currently in Bihar. My brother-in-law, Hinkar Mishra, my late father-in-law and mother-in-law, they started this organic journey. And since last 5 years, my brother-in-law has been here. He was in a corporate this thing. This is the soil, and it's pure sand. You can see this texture of the soil. In 5 years' time, with vetiver, tour, yeah, these are the initial years. But here, yeah, this is it. Moringa, same land. We have plenty of Gondara, yes, same land. So it is doable. Doable in now we are confident because all these years we were still experimenting, making mistakes. Now I know. Grow two trees together. We can go back to this. This is the simple innovation, along with the whatever, along with the no poison, no pesticide, including that of the organic kind. None of it is needed. Have the reverence and grow them. The soil requires nitrogen. So we grow lots of superbull, lots of tuar, lots of elephant foot, lots of sweet potato, and agastya. I am absolutely enchanted with. Agastya plant also, as much as Moringa. Moringa tree on our Madhya Pradesh farm has grown to a height of 80 feet, 85 feet. So those who visit our farm and still have not got over their, the so-called scientific whatever temperament. So they would ask perhaps a valid question: how do you, harvest that 80 feet? 50 feet is the norm on our that farm. Our lemon trees have grown to a height of more than 25 feet. Now I understand why. I was not aware. Only a month back, I realized and came across this study by Japanese study that Moringa does enormous carbon sequestration, 20 times more than anything else. When you have so much of no-till, so much of carbon in your soil, no release of carbon and nitrous oxide. Also, we do we have lots and lots of neem trees laden with guduchi, the Sanskrit name for neem giloy. It's the best immunobooster on earth. So again, during the COVID, it saved many lives. A couple of lives were lost, wherein Times of India reported either mischievously or perhaps genuine mistake, whatever be the reason. But the damage was done. It's like Sri Lanka. Everybody quotes all the pesticide supporters support the Sri Lanka and support the this. Fortunately, Indian Express carried a different story. What had actually happened was instead of neem giloy, they were Tinospora foria cardifolia. They were the leaves of Tinospora crispa. They are similar looking, and so they were having not guduchi, but they were having the other one, which affects your liver. So if you have the wrong herb and you blame the herb, it's so unfortunate because I have read Charak Samhita. For nothing, we give up on our best traditions, best culture, best knowledge, or something. I'm not saying that everything is inferior, but lot of it, what we currently know, is greed based. And in any case, it doesn't have any side effect, no nothing. Just give it a shot for your. If your immune is strong, COVID, you can defeat COVID. You can defeat side effects of the chemotherapy. You can defeat many more things. Dengue, every third household in NCR region, they go to a hospital during dengue time. The hospitals do a roaring business. And if you're having this as a prevention, or if you're having this as a cure, you don't need to perhaps go to the hospitals. There were some smart Alex who realized the importance of even the papaya leaf juice. I know one. He was from Bombay IIT, and he was the head of Pepsi for the Southeast Asia. He runs a nice guy otherwise. So they made a tablet out of the papaya leaf, and they sell that. Anyways, so there are cheaper and better remedies available, which is extremely good. One more thing I wanted to mention. Yes, coming back to this simple innovation of grow two trees together, choose your combination. We choose Moringa invariably, we choose Agastya invariably because they have tiny leaves. It's the same two pictures of the two set of trees from different heights. Left side is Moringa, right side is bay leaf. Uh, and if done on scale, because the one which goes on top has tiny leaves which allows the sunlight to filter, so both of them survive. Inside the ground, you surround them with vetiver. Inside the ground, now I recommend black turmeric. We will see how and why. So suddenly you have four layers, and then you put the vine on these two. Fifth layer. Then you ensure that you have flowers round the year for the bees. Sixth layer, because you can have the bee boxes, the honey, and one more I'll come back to. The seventh layer can easily be achieved from the year one. And I have seen now, please observe, if you have grown a vetiver, if you have grown a moringa in a no-till condition, you grow a papaya and see what is growing inside under the moringa tree grows better. Then I now remember an article published yeah, in Dainik Bhaskar that time. There are a few things that I remember. This somehow it stuck with me. I still remember that in Madhya Pradesh they grow soybean. I'm not onto the merits or demerits of that, but they reported that there is one place where they had grown it under the moringa tree. It grew. It gave them much higher yield. Now I know it's because of the carbon. But the soil also requires uh, nitrogen. Agastya fixes nitrogen, Tuar fixes nitrogen. We also grow by broadcasting this amaranthus, a great pseudo grain, perhaps the one of the best grains on earth. Similarly, we broadcast black mustard. We call it todi uh, because that is more sturdy than the mustard. We grow both, so they are food for the bees. So we are now producing 35,000 kg of honey, of which moringa honey is 14,000 kg. That's perhaps arguably the best honey on earth. It is better than the manuka honey of New Zealand, which sells at a phenomenal price, and the demand for which keeps growing at 10% because the government of New Zealand supported it and supported the farm and took it to the rest of the world. We are also trying to see our government and CSIR, the scientific labs to promote. Let's see, someday we will achieve that also. But in any case, it is antibacterial, it is antivirus, it is good enough. Most natural honeys are. Moringa honey is like the tree. Uh, it has everything which is extraordinarily good. So suddenly the productivity, if done on large scale, can increase. The same thing, large part of it, choose your plants. Stop tilling. Establish vetiver as one layer. Plant turmeric, good quality turmeric. I recommend Rajendra Sonia, Pratibha, Lacadong, black turmeric above all. You'll see some pictures of black turmeric. Why I'll say uh, briefly. Yeah, this is black turmeric that you see on our farm. 1 year old, 2 year old farm of my son. He has recovered the cost of his land already, and so why should it be grown in every goshala is for the simple reason that one of the allegations which the Western world makes against us, which is partly true, is the release of methane because of we have our number is very high and therefore it together it causes one of the greenhouse gas emission by our uh, gomatas or other cattle. The simple experiment done was to make them to eat, raw turmeric or and dhania. It reduces the methane emission by 60%. Every goshala should have, because otherwise you would not be able to if buy and give to them. But if you grow them on the land, which is gochar land, which is their land, nothing stops it to be given to them. So extraordinary. Why only grow the grasses and the other? We can grow fruits. We can grow, mangoes. We can grow bananas. We can grow papayas. We can grow anything that we feel. The what do you call the uh, I'm really growing old. Uh, Anyways, Shaitooth. Shaitooth is brilliant as a nitrogen fixing plant. Why not? Why only reserved it? So humans also eat, Gomata eats, the soil becomes enriching. And all in this multi-layer. So certainly you're just imagine what is the estimate that we have. This is the current picture of a farm where black turmeric of more than 14 months is curing people of cancer. We take no money from anyone who's suffering in life. And so sometimes people tell me that why do you not, and there is a research which says that it is one of the best against tumor, against cyst, and it helps in turning your body alkaline. I would also briefly mention that how vetiver root, as we saw, is purifying the filthiest of water. So, vetiver water, why not to our gomatas, to our humans? Also, what it does. Recently, I was reading a very disturbing, news in a clip where the RO water usage, where the TDS is not kept at 200 or 300, is starved of minerals. So suddenly we see all Indians having, deficiency in vitamin D. So how you can achieve this? Bring the minerals back. This is Rijuta Divakar. I mean, she's a celebrity nutritionist, a very sensible lady in Hollywood in Bombay. There are many big stars are her client. Same, my friend Richard Grimshaw from World Bank. Now he's 82 year or something of sprightly young man. He was mentioning that somewhere in Senegal or someplace they started trying to sell this water. Whether they succeeded or not, I do not know. But it does enormous thing with your health system. Why? It turns your body alkaline. It purifies. Body is 75% water. It also brings the minerals back, which you have lost due to usage of RO water. How profound! So these are the things I would just mention that how black turmeric is curing, people. So I would request Anupam to show a clipping. I just spoke in a G20 summit in Bombay, organized by the Bombay University. One of my chief commissioner, her husband was detected only with fifth stage of cancer. So she was present in the audience. So I said instead of showing me the caption and the testimonials, I requested her to come on the stage and speak. Yeah, give some volume. I think volume is an issue. Can we play this from the YouTube? Because here was a lady. She was my chief commissioner, outstanding officer. Huh? Perhaps. Yeah.
Of income tax. I wish a mic can be given to her. Or
Yeah.
Ratna, if you can come
Yeah.
here. Her husband had so-called, he was the principal chief commissioner on GST, had fourth stage cancer. A year back, they said, he's fine. I let Ratna speak to her. So I think since she participated here, instead of writing in words, let her speak. And then I'll conclude. Yeah, Ratna, please. Since I had the privilege of her visit here, I said, instead of my showing 300 people so far have been cured who thought that they would not be cured. Of them, 35 of them were suffering from cancer. Yeah.
So, black turmeric for us, it's nothing short of magic. It's a miracle itself. This is a whole new world, this green organic world which was introduced to us by Patanjali sir himself. We are from Bengal, we are very skeptical, we question everything. And so far as medical treatment is concerned, uh, before this, we've never tried anything other than allopathy. Nobody at home believes in this. But everything changed when one day, suddenly, out of the blue, my husband was detected with cancer, and the world around me shattered. And that's when I went, met Sir. It's been more than a year now, and from that time onward, my association with black turmeric in particular, but even other stuff, vetiver, Giloy and all have begun. Initially, it was a challenge even to, make my husband consume these stuff. Like I said, we never believed in all this. And when the doctors say that there's no medicine for this because his cancer has spread, but now, that he has himself experienced the magic, this is the first thing he looks for every morning. And thanks to the extreme generosity of Sir, I have been able to give him this every single day, 1 year back till now. And it's so, I know, but this is something very rare. We don't get it anywhere. And it's, I don't, and since Sir doesn't charge anything for it, it's absolutely free. In fact, I don't even have to ask for it. A colleague of mine will say that Sir has sent this for you. So I have been trying to find my own avenues of getting black turmeric, because it is really, it's too much keeping on asking him for this year after year. So only once I have seen this black turmeric in Nature's Basket. These small packets they were selling at ridiculously expensive prices. If you go by their price rate, it comes up to 60,000 rupees a kg. 60,000 rupees, and that also I placed an order for that, and it's been 2 months now. They have not been able to come back with that. They said it's very rare. And what Sir gives us is the kind of black turmeric which has been in the soil for 14 months, which I believe works best for all kinds of cancer. And one thing that I have seen is that, with God's grace and Sir's help, till now, my husband is far, far better than he was a year back. And more than that, I have seen that in the initial stages, he would continuously catch infection, something or the other. It was either UTI, or it was a sore throat, or it was a lung thing. These things have completely taken care of that. He has not had any kind of infection over the last 6 months. And like I said, that for us, it's, Amrit. What can I say about Sir? Rarely, if ever, one can get a person like him. He's an embodiment of spirituality, of humanitarianism. I run short of words, to describe his qualities. There's nothing we can ever do for him, but he's always there in our prayers. And I hope that he achieves his dream of 100% green organic cover for India, a green world that heals and cures. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So she was our chief commissioner there, and her husband was the GST principal chief commissioner, retired. And when he was detected, it was fourth, fifth stage. It had spread all over. So therefore, the doctor said, take him away. Practically writing him off. Ki that was about actually more than a year. He's alive. He's fine. So then he did not take any other medicine. There is another one by one of our admiral, for obvious reasons. I have not given his name. So Vice Admiral was our friend, and he had visited our farm. And before, on way to Andaman Nicobars, he met the admiral. One day before, they realized that the son had a 19-year-old had a relapse of blood cancer. So all he could think of was to make them speak to us, because by that time, and at that time we were not growing black turmeric, but we were growing turmeric. You see, I understand. I've read every literature on earth. I mean, the good ones, because I'm a purist by heart. That if soil has life, anything that you grow is medicinal. As in our scriptures, that the food is medicine. That's true of our Gomata. That's true of us. The clean water, everybody has a right. Which goshalas have you seen where water is treated by vetiver? This water treated by vetiver would be better than any RO water. Trust me. Anyways, So this admiral, so they made me to speak to the wife, and she said that obviously, and she was distraught, and everything how a mother would be. So she said that she would not stop chemotherapy and everything else. I allowed her to, obviously vent her feelings. And once she had finished, then I said, I'm not a Vaidya, I'm not a doctor. And I maintain that I'm a farmer, a natural farmer, a no-till farmer who practices Rishi Kheti. But in my experience, we have seen that people are getting cured of these simple things like a green lemon. We grow a lot of kaffir lime, Kandaraj lemon, and vetiver. And that time we were growing turmeric. So to cut the story short, I'll just read the mail that he sent me. We may recall that Mrs. Seema Verma had uh, introduced us to you. Can we enlarge it, Anupam? Yeah. Uh, when my son was diagnosed with cancer, I just wanted to inform you that my son PET scan was done today, and he has recovered completely. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your help and support. We are forever in your debt. In case I can do anything for you, to please do not hesitate to call me with warm regards and our gratitude as well. So I have yet to come across a person who has not benefited. Many have been cured. So people sometimes ask me, why do you not, go on the rooftop and shout about the benefits of these? Black turmeric is way, way better, even better than the Lackatom turmeric. My friend again, that Bokaro, he is quite a genius. So he got it tested in the Indian School of Mines of 14 months black turmeric rhizome. It was the curcumin content was 25. We have that report a part of this. Since we are, I think I have devoted a lot of time, and I want to hear you more than I speak. So here is a method. Yeah, this is that 25. In the bottom you can see. This is the highest that you can think of. So they basically locate the cancerous cell and kill. So stop eating wheat. And you know how many people suffer from asthma in the world? 40 crore. Most of them can be cured with this black turmeric and other turmeric also of 2 year maturity, but this is more effective. Why should we not be growing it in every goshala and the normal turmeric also both? We'll figure out whether, because it has very high camphor content, so we'll figure out whether it's good for our gomata or not. For humans, definitely, and for gomata, definitely the normal turmeric. I am not aware of frankly, the effect of black turmeric on them. Uh, so with these, if we still have a chance to practice this on all our gochar land. And when my dream is to have large area where we have certain areas where the our gomata can are freed, and they eat that I must mention in our Purnia. So now since we have so much of vetiver, we start planting them by the pond side, which doesn't have any boundaries. So our entire villages cows, they get their green because it is evergreen. Their fodder, they come and graze it and go back. I'm sure we receive their blessings. What a simple thing. We have so much of wasteland. Why are we not starting to plant them? Not only on Gochar land, everywhere. So it does recharge of groundwater, lowers temperature, is a good fodder, excellent fodder with very good uh, protein in this. Evergreen, especially in the summers when you don't have the anything green fodder. This plant is still green. And the more you graze, especially natural grazing, the better the growth and the better the deeper roots of the inside the soil. It has tensile strength of steel. It can stop the Himalayan problems. I have been, my friend has kept me as an advisor in Himachal after the disaster. Let's see. First, I have not even spoken to the officials and the officers. He was asking me also last time, but I do not want to only talk about it. So uh, yeah, this is Punjab. This thing. Uh, as I told you, that in worldwide they stabilize the roads, they stabilize because it has tensile strength of steel. Great for Western Ghats, great for Kerala, great for road stabilization in the Himalayas, uh, great for lowering temperature. Yeah, look at the hedge grow. Uh, Fantastic. The world has, it stops the leachate of the urban dumping sites. It stops the chemical from entering the creeks and the rivers and the other places. It purifies water. Why are we not growing it? As one layer, if we grow, we can still come back and can do world of good to our Mother Earth, to our Gomata. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an enlightening session. It really makes us wonder what is this grass that it cannot do? I mean, it has a solution for practically all the problems. And thank you for showing us, the way out for gaushalas because it is a major problem fodder. So some questions have also come, sir, if we could take them up.
Yeah, of course, yes. Please.
So there is this case Goshala is asking, is there a limit to feed the amount of Agastya or Agathi to Gomata? And is there a similar limit for vetiver that can be fed to her?
Very good question. Vetiver, I'm sure, no limits. Moringa, I'm sure, no limits. Agati also should be no limits, but please check. I'm not sure.
Sure. So a lot
But
of people
Agati
have.
there
Ji.
should never be an issue because they again are humongously medicinal for humans and for this. And one more thing which we don't understand is these are bioavailable things. So we should have no hesitation in, and they know when to stop.
Yes.
They are far more sensible than us.
Wonderful. Yes. So I'm getting so many messages of people showing
No,
their gratitude, and I would love to convey this from everybody that it had been a great session, and one common question that is coming up is how to procure good slips of vetiver, and this is coming from throughout the India. So how do you think we can uh, get good slips?
yeah, I mean, me and Anupam and all of us, we are investing in, you know, on a land on lease. And for the first time in my life, I'm stressed. Why stressed? Because, Anupam is involved, Rajiv is involved. I mean, we are young professionals. And I know that they're very good souls. But I have to ensure that financially it works. So what we give and what we sell as flips, and we gift also. I mean, large part of it we do gifting also with them. I'm a little more careful.
We
At
saw
least they
that
should
with
have
the
their
Indian Army and whatnot. Yes.
yeah, everything. So we have this because we want people to do this. So we can perhaps, if taken in bulk, we can really offer very very reasonable price. If and people can come together and buy this. And what is more important is that since we are committed, we have good cultivars. They call it cultivars. So what we had paid initially was 10 rupee a slip. And I don't remember that I have charged anyone more than 1 rupee. And there have been instances where we have charged less than that also. So
I
different.
remember when I attended your last session, until now I forced my mother to buy vetiver, and she bought it for 40 rupees also.
No, no,
Some
no. I'll
10
send it.
or
Please don't
something.
don't make them waste money, because I would not like to name, but there's someone who's a Bharat Ratna. In he, I think he's alive also. His foundation sells it for, I think, 7 rupees, 5 rupees. I don't know. Government sells it 2 rupees. Government university sell it for 2 rupees. The one that we have, I must share it with you. There was some professional who visited our farm also, and now I've reached a stage where money has no meaning at all, because I have no greed. So one of our farm is completely in the memory of my late mother. It's a spiritual farming. We grow a lot of moringa, a lot of black turmeric, a lot of vetiver, and a lot of plants. And there I see we are perhaps the largest grower of black turmeric in this kind of environment for sure, in a no till no poison condition. So I never ever see this. How much money will I make out of it? I see it. How many people can it cure? And we take note. So yeah, so they visited our farm. They went back to Ahmedabad place, and uh, and they're doing it also. So, in a manicured way. I don't. People ask me what distance, what this thing. I said, yeah, cover every inch of soil, grow with gay abandon, and have reverence. Everything falls in place. No
Very
straight line, no, dasha, disha, and rubbish. Follow Mother Nature. And if you really feel that there is too much of a, darkness, prune, drop. That becomes, compost. So anyone who asks me, do you do training? This is a very common thing, the corporate and the government thing. Do you do training? I said, if you have not done the farming, come to our farm. For you,
yes.
2 hours. If you have done farming, you 4 hours. Why? It's embarrassingly simple to grow this. What I've talked about. I have reverence.
No,
Everything
your
comes from
farm at Purnia and the other pictures that you showed,
yeah.
it's like one has to visit them. It's looks like heaven.
And,
So
and, and
one
and
thing
ever
more.
thankful. Yeah, I'm ever
Ji, ji.
thankful to dynamic people like Mr. Kajla. I mentioned you. If you have people like you, him, 20 people in this country, you can change it because it's just the knowledge, and it is
Yes.
simple.
Yes, yes. But knowledge is power. And unfortunately, we've not been given this all through all the education that we've done. So thank you for that. And one more question about you were mentioning about the timing being important, in the sense that when should we plant this, and
Yeah,
how by not planting it in time, you were saying that we delayed by 4 years or
yeah.
something. So
That's what
please
this
explain.
is my, that is how I try to tell them that the nature, Mother Nature is, and also I forgot to mention that the only farm that you can think of which is climate resilient is this. On our farm in Purnia in Bihar, this is the driest August season after 1909.
Oh, yeah.
The temperature on 2 subsequent days or something rose to be the highest ever. The carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is the highest ever. There are many things which are now irreversible. The rise in sea temperature. Jakarta is going. Many more cities next to the sea. Now nobody can stop. Matter of time. What can be stopped is reversal of greenhouse gas emissions. Listen to this very wise man. Indians, we argue so much and do so little is unimaginable. And that's an Indian who says with great responsibility, man of recipient of World Food Prize. He's talking of regenerative farming. Perhaps what we practice is perhaps the best on earth. There can be, because I've seen there is a Netflix video. I highly recommend it. Kiss the ground.
Yeah.
There is a movement of no-till going on now. But
Yeah.
what we practice is small farms and more people. So this is best. For the smallest, from the year one, you have higher productivity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Coming back to your question, what did you ask? I'm going
About the
hold.
timing. When should
Ah,
we? Because
sorry,
now
very, very
rainy
important.
season is ending, so almost ended, I
Yeah,
believe, in some ports, some areas.
yeah, but
So,
September is something, and this plant, especially vetiver, and all other plants, even if you don't have irrigation, any extreme pH, we saw that Goshala, completely compacted soil. My brother's farm, my in-laws' farm, everywhere, the soil, or the Marathwada. This root with this grass, if established in the rainy season, uh, does not die because
wow.
it will look, if it doesn't receive any rains or anything for a large part of the year, it will shrivel, it will look
Mm.
yellow from the green. But
It will
the
not
moment
die.
the first rain comes, it comes back.
Yeah.
Inside Gangaji, it remained inside the soil, inside the water for some time, more than a month. And when the Gangaji receded in Ganganya in Bihar, uh, 80% of them had survived. It survives the
Wow.
water, holds the soil. It's incredible. It's Vishnu's law.
Wonderful. And also about, there's so many other native grasses. Can they also like we have instead of, can we have multi cropping of grasses also? Maybe a stupid question. I don't know, but
No, 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 not stupid at all. Because I am all for biodiversity.
Hmm.
I have used other grasses also on our farm. I strongly recommend, but predominant, most preferred grass is this, for the simple reason that it helps you with. It's a perennial grass,
Hmm.
multiplies 40 times. 4 vetiver grass is equal to 1 poplar tree for all functions of the tree. Just imagine how simple it is. Why am I bothered to even think of? I'm not saying that we'll not biodiversity should be there.
Yes,
It has its advantages, but predominantly it should be
absolutely.
multi-layered. Not moringa. Why not vetiver? Why not suabul? Why not think of agastya?
Why not
Think
the
of
best? Yes.
that perhaps.
Mm.
And more of it.
Mm.
More of it. Put it this way. Yes.
Sure.
Why
So
not
another,
setut? Why for
yes,
nitrogen fixing and for giving it to Gomata? Why not? Who
yes,
says
yes,
that they are not entitled to that?
absolutely. Yes. And I feel,
Yeah, yeah.
this is like a part of the agro-sylvi pastoral system that Sri Krishna actually showed us, where we had the coexistence of grasses, food, and trees, So, unlike the modern science, which says first you chop off the trees and then grow mono, or and vice versa. Grasslands are only grasslands, there are no trees. So, this is like a beautiful combination. In fact, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a forest called Bhandir Van, which is even forest fire could be like did not enter that forest
Wow.
because it was a combination of all these three.
Wow.
And yeah, so I think this
No,
gives
no.
that perfect answer.
Vetiver is fire resistant also.
Oh, wow.
And
That,
even if the fires engulf it, it survives.
see, amazing.
If it comes
Yes.
under the shade and
Mm.
apparently will look, because it loves the sunlight. So
Yes.
if it looks that it is no more, but uh, experiments, I mean, the experiences when once the shade was reduced, it came back. It's
Wow.
perennial. It's shunya, infinite. Keeps on
Awesome.
keeping. Just imagine if we start with the 10 crore vetiver. In our kind of soil, it grows 20 times. Next year it is 200 crore. Next year it is 2000 crore. Next year it is 20,000 crore. Next year it is
Wow.
whole
Yes.
whole Himalayan system, whole Gangaji, whole all our major river system, everything can be covered.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody has
And
asked you in South India who is the
yes,
slips.
in South
We
India.
have now we have farms like I said today because of the paucity of time. We did not mention how in Khajuraho or even in Bangalore we have someone collaborating with us. We have good slips. We can make
Sure.
it available.
So I'll put them in the comments also so people can see. later on.
Sure.
Um, Brijesh ji says, very informative session. Hats off to you. And there
Thank
are a lot of questions coming about black turmeric also, how to get
Sure,
those
sure.
snips, how to consume black turmeric, and so on.
Yeah, yeah, why not? So it has very high camphor content. you know. So very great against COVID. We got almost 2.5 truckloads of black turmeric, lacadong turmeric, Gandharaj lemon, vetiver root, guduchi, and moringa honey distributed to our 8,000 staff and officers in Mumbai in our department and their family members. There were only 2 deaths during COVID two time, where the Bombay was most affected. They
Wow.
also say that the vaccination has side effects. I've lost three of
Hmm.
my two of my batchmates who never drank, who were very disciplined, who were fit otherwise, and my cousin. Certainly, I mean, another friend, is very rich. Um, the other day I was going to Mumbai to see my wife off. I tried to touch base with him. Somebody told me he had clot in his brain, died. Young guy in his 50s. So some bit of it is related to vaccination. The best antidote, this I say with complete confidence, is black tumble. Have it with pepper and honey. Natural honey is even better. And yeah, so it's good for your respiratory. And this I always say that if you have it with pepper and honey, if you have asthma or you
Yeah,
have any respiratory issues, allergy issues, within very short period of time it cures you. And very
thank
tangible.
you.
You can see this. Yeah.
Amazing. Uh, lot of praises coming through. So I think we can conclude, and really thank you so much once again. And we all
My
have to now do the work. What you have shown us, the way, the onus is on each of us, the Gaushalas, to spread this, because the it is not just about getting the lands back, the gochar lands back. There are a lot of cases going on in courts and all. People are getting it back, but they have forgotten the art of managing gochars. So through you, we have learned so much today, and definitely this model will be propagated. Thank you so much, sir, again.
Thank you so much. And our advice uh, and consultation is free. And this thing is optional. If you want to buy plants, we donate a lot of trees also to Mayank Gandhi, to others, to NGOs. I
Oh,
have decided that I'll not ever do farming for money. In my mother's memory, uh,
so kind of
I
you.
would do it gratis, but at the same time, when Anupam is involved, it will be very unfair for us to expect him and others to be chipping in without the return. So, therein we'll take a little bit. Whatever, anyone who cannot afford it will gift also, not a problem.
So kind of
We should.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Anupam ji. It was wonderful to have you. Please tell us a little about yourself. What are you growing?
Ah,
And
So we just started 3 months back in Khajuraho. We did a lease of 170 acres with Sir's friend and my friend actually.
how nice.
So I mean, we could have shown pictures later, but yeah. So we are growing vetiver, black turmeric, subabul, some of the food like plants also like guava and lemon
Jungle
and
Jalebi. Jungle
jungle
Jalebi, Amla,
jalebi and bamboo as well. Yeah.
How nice.
bamboo.
And do you have a Goshala associated with you close by somewhere?
No, I'm in
We do.
Hyderabad actually. Yeah, but
Okay.
sir does. Yeah.
You'll get definitely. We are in the lookout, and the collector is a very very nice man there. So he's committed to raising us. So I'm going to be persuading him to grow, the fruit plants also in this way on government land, wastelands, and provide this to the school children, and also provide it, make examples and provide these slips. You have given me a very good idea to the goshalas also. Yes,
Because
thank you.
I wish, so much vetiver spreads everywhere that we will need to bring in the cows to manage the kind of growth that will happen in
Yes,
vetiver. That is the ideal
sure.
scenario that complements your dream, what you have for India. So thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no more questions, then we'll just close the session. See.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
great interacting with you, and we are there to learn many things from you.
Learning is
For sure.
always till the end of life, but I think concentrated wise in 1 hour, I think the maximum benefit I've got is from your session only. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Stay.